There is no escaping it. Arsenal have endured a rough start to the season. Mikel Arteta's side looked impressive in their first few games, but since then, they have dropped points in 5 of their 10 Premier League games. And while it might not be the end of the world, Edu Gasper's surprise decision to leave feels ill-timed. Now, the North Londoners have certainly had their fair share of bad luck in terms of injuries, suspensions, and questionable referee decisions. But when it comes down to it, the players just haven't been good enough. It's not just their defense that has been uncharacteristically poor either. The attack has underwhelmed, and players like Leandro Trossard look a shadow of their former selves, which is bad news for the Belgian, as Arsenal were linked with an exciting attacker in the summer who could be his perfect upgrade. Trossard's season so far. It would be fair to say that, from a personal perspective, last season was a brilliant one for Trossard, as he ended the campaign with an impressive haul of 17 goals and 2 assists in 46 games, and towards the back end, had surpassed Gabriel Martinelli as Arteta's go-to option off the left. So, there was an expectation that he'd continue his stellar form this year. And while he's had moments of brilliance, like the goal against Aston Villa, it's been a largely frustrating 3 months for the former Brighton and Hove Albion ace. For example, in his 13 appearances across all competitions, he's scored twice, provided a single assist, been sent off, and has generally looked off the pace, which could not have been said of his performances in 23-24 or the latter half of 22-23. In fact, his attempts to make up for Martin Odegaard's absence in the middle of the park have been so lackluster that fans have been clamoring for Arteta to start 17-year-old Ethan Nwaneri over him in recent weeks. As in his short cameos and League Cup appearances, the teenager has shown more urgency and attacking threat than his senior teammate. Ultimately, with Martinelli once again starting the majority of games on the left and his poor showings in the midfield, it might be time for Arsenal to look for a replacement. The good news is that they were linked with the perfect candidate in the summer, someone who can play in both positions and do so with aplomb. Why Arsenal should sign the incredible Ballon d'Or nominee. The star player Arsenal should be looking to sign in 2025 is Ademola Lookman, and it was only a few months ago he was linked with a move to N5 for fees reaching up to £59 million. Ademola Lookman for Atlanta. Now, the Nigerian international might not be the name at the top of every fan's wish list, but he has been in sensational form for Atlanta over the last year or so, and his final placing of 14th in the Ballon d'Or is proof as much, especially as Bukayo Saka finished in 21st. For example, in his 45 appearances for the Bergamo side last season, he scored 17 goals, including a hat-trick in the Europa League final, and provided 10 assists. That equates to a goal involvement every 1.66 games. And this season, he's already scored 7 goals and provided 5 assists in 12 matches, which is an average of a goal involvement every game. Furthermore, the blistering phenom, as dubbed by U23 scout Antonio Mango, has underlying numbers just as impressive as his level of output. According to FBref, which compares players in similar positions across Europe's top 5 leagues, the Champions League and Europa League, he sits in the top 2% of attacking midfielders and wingers for non-penalty goals, the top 3% for assists, the top 5% for non-penalty expected goals, the top 7% for non-penalty expected goals plus assists, the top 11% for touches in the opposition box, and the top 12% for total shots, all per 90. Finally, the former Everton star is also incredibly versatile, and while he's played mainly in the second striker and striker positions this season, his most played position is off the left, and he has plenty of experience playing off the right and in midfield to boot. Ultimately, Lookman has been one of the most exciting and effective attackers in Europe for over a year now, and thanks to his ability to play anywhere across the front line and in attacking midfield, he'd be the ideal replacement for Trossard either in January or the summer.